I want to take you to a very specific moment in the day. Imagine it's 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. You have been awake since 7. You haven't sat down once. You've been moving, cleaning, cooking, holding your life together. But you look at your to-do list and the one thing, the one big thing, your dream project, the one you're supposed to do, it's untouched. Nothing's happened there. And you can feel like a ball dropping in your stomach, like a type of panic sets in. And you tell yourself, I wasted the day. I wasted the entire day. I've done absolutely nothing. To be honest, I feel like that a lot. The thing is, you feel exhausted, physically drained, but your brain is telling you that you've been lazy. You've done nothing. How is that possible? How can you do so much work and still feel lazy at the exact same time? It's a really cruel paradox. And I think I finally kind of figured out why we do this to ourselves. You've been told your whole life, basically, we all did, that work, real work, only counts when you create new things, when you generate money with it, or when it is in any way prestigious in the view of society. But the truth is that a huge chunk of your work, of your daily work, is and always will be maintenance work. The day-to-day stuff that has to be done in order for your life to function and not fall apart. That's why when you do the dishes, clean your space, cook, or be there for kids, or do all this day-to-day maintenance work, your brain still tells you that you have accomplished somehow still 0, because it doesn't fit the perfect little mold we have for what is supposed to be work. This isn't new in any way. And we as a society devalued and still devalue this huge amount of essential work. And lots of the time it was done by women and still is done by women. All this maintenance work, all this keeping up work, looking after the kids, cleaning, cooking. It's maintenance work, keeping things running. It's not creating new things. It's not making any money. It doesn't have a price tag on it. But even though we are thankfully not living in the 1950s anymore and know how valuable and important this work is, our brains have sadly inherited this flawed value system. Because of it, we end up judging our genuine effort by an outdated metric that was rigged from the start, making us feel like failures for not creating or making enough money. And I kind of looking at you, hustle culture. That's not how life should be. But what our brains, and sadly still part of people, don't get is that we cannot build, create, or chase any real goals or anything without good and steady foundations. And these foundations are built with often invisible maintenance work. And it's necessary. It's not just necessary, it's really, really crucial for any success to happen. Okay. Johannes, enough. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there and a little bit heated with this topic. Sorry, I'll go on now. But you have to admit that this is not just a 1950s problem. Sadly, we haven't left it there in the past. This deeply flawed value system is still ruining our brains today, right now, regardless of our gender. This type of thinking is actively sabotaging self-worth right now. We are not living in a world anymore where the woman has to stay at home and look after the kids and clean and do all this maintenance work while the man goes out to earn money. Thank God we're not in that time anymore. But that also means that all this maintenance work has to be done on top of your paid work. And I think you see the problem, because that means there's now double the workload. I think a solution to that can be, or if not a solution, then at least a way to show us what we are actually doing day to day, is we have to write down what we are actually doing. Don't write just in your to-do list, writing a script for your YouTube channel or doing your spinning class, like all these things you want to do, or all these side hustles you kind of want to achieve. No, write it all down. After a long day of paid work, you're not going straight home, you're going to the supermarket. You're driving home, which takes a long time and nerves. When you're home, you need to put away the supermarket stuff. You cook, you tidy up a little bit here and there while you do it. You wash dishes afterwards, and then you're exhausted. And of course you are. But write this all down. Write down in your to-do list: supermarket, cooking, cleaning, doing the dishes. These are 4 things. And I heavily reduced them already. So write it down and give yourself a pat on the shoulder for what you have accomplished. Because you didn't die right now of hunger because you bought food. You're not drowning in filth because you tidied up your place. You're not stinking because you did laundry. Look at it that way. You're keeping everything afloat on top of going to paid work. So give yourself some credit there. That day I felt bad for myself for not doing enough. Yeah, I started to realize what the problem is. I just was looking for the wrong type of value. My clean home wasn't nothing. Guess what would have happened if I haven't done it? There would be clutter and filth everywhere. And then nothing else would have got done. Nobody wants to work on a sticky desk surrounded by clutter. No. So, yeah, I'm slowly getting there. Am I still failing to recognize my own invisible work? Yeah, often. It takes time. It's not just 1 second to another and we're fixed. But I think I'm on the right path of understanding what I have to do different to live a better and happier life, and in the long run to get shit done. If you have skipped everything and just went straight to this point, I want you to at least hear this: that you don't need to do more. You need to write down what you're actually doing. Log your work, create a list, make a log of what you're doing, what you have done, all the work that you're doing constantly, all the labor, all the important labor you are actually doing every day to keep your life running. Imagine your life without that. Do you want to live like that? Can you live like that? I don't think so. Without clean clothes or cooked food? No, that does not sound fun, right? So stop being blind to your own achievements. Be proud of yourself for what you're doing. Pat yourself a little bit on the shoulder there for keeping your life together, for not falling apart, for putting food on the table, for cooking, for cleaning, for the kind of so-called small things. Be proud of that.